Here are 3 times the civilians suffered worst in the Battle of Okinawa. When Marines landed on the beaches of Okinawa, they were largely uncontested. This was quite shocking for the troops who had been island hopping from brutal fight to brutal fight across the Pacific. On high alert for an attack, a Marine spotted a Japanese scout crawling across the beach, carrying a radio on his back to report on the American positions. He fired at the scout with his machine gun. When they approached the body, they realized it wasn't a scout, it was a young woman, and the pack wasn't a radio, it was her infant. They were both deceased. The Marine who fired on them also never recovered psychologically. In late August 1944, the US Navy was patrolling the sea around Okinawa looking out for Japanese military ships, including cargo ships carrying military equipment. After so many brutal battles at sea, the Navy knew they had to strike fast to defeat Japanese sea power. When the USS Bowfin, a submarine, spotted the Tsushima Maru, a passenger and cargo ship traveling in a convoy with a military escort, it determined it was being used for war efforts and targeted it with torpedoes, sinking it quickly. The ship was actually evacuating civilians from Okinawa to escape the coming battle. Of the 1,500 deaths, over half were school children. The Tsushima Maru had no markings or lights to indicate it was a refugee ship. There were almost no survivors, but one 9-year-old girl survived by clinging to debris for a week. Everyone else around her drowned. Days before the battle ended, on June 18, 1945, General Simon Buckner, commander of all troops on Okinawa, was visiting the front lines. A mortar landed near his position and he was struck. He died of his wounds, becoming the highest ranking service member killed in World War II. In the following days, Americans attacked the city of Naha furiously. There was no official revenge policy, but the already unbelievably violent battle went to another level. Over the next 3 days, the Army reported 9,000 enemy killed in action. When it was over, 80,000 civilians climbed out of the ashes, half wounded, many severely, and some estimates put civilian casualties on Okinawa at over 150,000. Despite the subject matter of this channel, I hate war. I don't want there to ever be another war, as naive as that sounds. But there's just nothing you can say to a little girl floating in the ocean, watching your family disappear, that could ever make any of this suffering make sense.